So for the DKs, this patch, there's a few changes for the DKs, but I would say it's the class that's been the less butchered. It's not going to change your playing style that much. So the first change is for the Molten Whip. The morph now causes the ability to split cost to half stamina and half magicka. Reduce the stacking damage bonus of the Molten Whip by 20% per stack, down from 33%. Increase the weapon and spell damage per stack up to 100 up from 75. The weapon and spell damage portion of the Seething Fury is no longer consumed when using Molten Whip. Increase the duration of Seething Fury to 15 seconds, up from 10 seconds, to help to be easier to keep up with the new duration timers of Fury Breath and Searing Strike. Searing Heat. Reduce the damage done bonus from this passive by 25%, down from 33. Searing Strike. Increase the duration of this ability and its morph by 20 seconds, up from 10. Reduce the damage per tick by 25%. Burning Embers. Now, instead of healing you for 50% of the damage done, it heals you for 100%. I think that's a good change. I think DKs, they need more healing because, they only had, a few burst heals, everything heals on DK, so they definitely needed that change. No, seriously, I think it's good if people, are using only this ability to heal. It can permit you to do damage and heal yourself at the same time, so it's OP already. But 100% healing or whatever, to me, doesn't change it. Venomous Clauses. Morph now increases the damage done per tick by 9 to 12%, down from 17 and 20% as it now stacks up for longer to a higher value. So they reduce the damage, but it stays up for longer. Wait till you hear this one, guys. This one is actually good. You won't believe that shit. Dark Talons. Reduce the cost of this ability in the Burning Talons morph to 3,780, down from 4,050. To help them be slightly more accessible in usability and to better account for the fact that the Immobilize may fail in many cases. So because the Immobilize does not work in many cases, you're reducing the cost. In many cases. If it doesn't work in many cases and you reduce the cost by 300, 270 to be precise, that is supposed to compensate for every damn time it does not work. It's just mind-boggling. Inhale. Reduce the cost of this ability in its morph to 3,500, down from 4,050. Protective Scale. Increase the duration of the snare and immobilize immunity to 4 seconds, up from 2. Spiked Armor. Now deals flame damage instead of mag. And the Volatile Armor, that would increase the duration of it. And reduce the damage by approximately 33% per tick. Every ability that has approximately that duration, they did the same thing. Increase the duration, reduce the damage. Just a different percentage. Ash Cloud. I don't understand for the Ash Cloud, though, why they're talking about here. Increase the cost per tick to 351, up by 278. Is it because it only costs when it hits someone every tick? Or just costs something? So it's not a flat amount of magicka, it's just per tick. Probably, I've never played DK I've played DK last time maybe a year ago, so I don't really know. I think it's probably that. Reduce the cost per tick of this morph, of the Eruption morph, to 270, down from 278. That change is major. Reducing the cost by 8, that is major. It's about time to do it. Reducing the cost from 278 to 270 was probably the main reason why people were not playing DK anymore. Because it was just so, it was just making people so mad. Just talking about it right now, I can't find the words to express how I feel about it. It's about time that you do that. You should have done that before all the players quit the game. A good thing you reduced the amount by 8. Seriously, man. So that it costs similar amounts to other classes. That's very important. Reduce the damage per tick by 29%, but that does not matter because, we reduced the cost by 8. So, in your face, That's why we did it. Molten Weapons. Ingenious Weapons morph. This morph now extends the duration of the effect up to 60 seconds, up from 45. Molten Armor's morph. This morph now grants the caster empower for the duration of the effect. That skill that's not going to be useful. Anyways, rather than increasing the damage of their heavy attacks by a unique value. So now people, that's going to be major. The DKs just lost their bread and butter. Granting Empower instead of increasing the heavy attack damage. Even without the heavy attack damage, heavy attacks were overpowered anyways, but now it's going to be useless because it's giving you Empower. It's useless in PvP. Empower does not do nothing in PvP. It's only for ads. So basically, you change the class a little bit to where Empower is useless on the DK because, like, why would a DK be in PvE increasing the damage of its light attacks when most DKs are tanks, right? The DK is probably the only class that has abilities that gives it Empower, like the chains and all that stuff. So, like, who cares? Do you think people use DKs to go do PvE and do damage? But anyways, everyone's going to keep playing the class because they reduced the amount per tick from 278 to 270. I'm happy about that. I might actually play my DK again now that you guys have done this change. So thank you for doing this change. It's about damn time. This is going to be it for this DK changes. Thanks for watching, guys. By the way, I was extremely sarcastic.